The 1970s.
Political aspects of the 1970s. Richard M. Nixon was elected in 1968 and served until 1974. He was born in 1913 in a small farmhouse in Yorba Linda, California. His wife was Pat Ryan, and his children were Pat and Julie. He was the first president to resign in office. Nixon rose to the top of the ranks of the Republican Party through middle-class voters who were weary from the social upheaval of the 1960s. Nixon re-elected in 1972 when inflation slowed. Nixon resigned instead of getting impeached from the Watergate incident. Gerald Ford was elected in 1974 and served until 1977. He was born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1913. Gerald had a nickname of Mr. Nice Guy. His wife was Betty. His children were Michael, Jack, Stephen, and Susan. Jimmy Carter was elected in 1977 and served until 1981. Jimmy grew up in a small town of Plains, Georgia. His administration accomplished some impressive things, including helping arrange a peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. His wife was Rosaline Smith. His children were Jack, Chip, Jeff, and Amy. In the 1970s, the civil rights movement was coming to an end. By the end of the 1970s, over 4,500 African Americans held elective office spots. At a riot at Kent State University, the National Guard shot and killed 2 protesters. And Hitler's car was sold for $153,000 at an auction in Arizona. The sports world was exciting in the 1970s. The UCLA Bruins set a record with winning 7 straight NCAA basketball tournament titles. Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run, passing Babe Ruth for the all-time lead. Muhammad Ali regained his heavyweight title back, with only a few to ever do so, while there was a record 60,000 people spectating, mostly cheering for Ali. Jaws was shown in theaters for the first time, and the Rocky series was started. The nation celebrated its 200th birthday. Economy. Inflation seemed to feed on itself. People began to expect the prices of goods to increase, so they bought more. This increased demand pushed up prices, causing demands for higher wages, which pushed prices higher. Labor contracts began to include automatic cost of living clauses, and the government began to peg some payments for Social Security and Consumer Price Index. While this helped workers and retirees cope with inflation, it kept inflation going. The government's rising need for funds swelled the budget deficit and led to more government borrowing, which caused up interest rates and increased costs for business and consumers even more. With high energy costs and interest rates, business government investments failed and unemployment rose to uneasy levels. And that's the end of the 1970s.
Thank you.